Hello, happy Friday. Just have a few minutes today to make a video. And I wanted to talk about, hopefully I can remember all the things and hopefully I can be articulate because it seems like I've been rambling a lot in these videos, about being stuck or staying, if you want to call it in quasi. And I think those that are in that position right now that are stuck, you're under this illusion that, I don't think that's the right term, that you're stuck, because I actually do think each day that goes on where you're in that place of feeling almost like paralyzed or afraid to move or make a change, like forward in recovery, I feel like it's another day that your brain is kind of like wiring this evidence that yes, actually recovery is really scary. And then another good day goes by and nothing changes and your brain's like, yes, recovery is very scary. And then another day goes on. Why is it thinking that? Because nothing is changing. You're not tackling the fear that you have about recovering, right? You're not tackling the day-to-day foods that you need to tackle. You're not tackling times in which you need to eat. You're not tackling essentially running straight into that fear of weight gain. None of those things are happening. So your brain is not learning. Not only is your brain not learning that you can recover and you can gain weight and rewire, it's learning that those things are very scary. Otherwise, why are you not doing them? Okay. And so I do think staying stuck, I do think white knuckling is a proper term for it though. Feeling like you're white knuckling every day and just trying not to slip back. At the same time, simultaneously entertaining and thinking about recovering and watching these videos, but then doing nothing the rest of that day, and then waking up in the morning with great intention to do it that day, and then doing nothing and back on a video you're watching on YouTube. And then again, another day, another day, right? How many people are viewing or watching videos like mine and still just staying in one place while still very much in your mind reinforcing how scary recovery must be? So what do you do if you're in that position? Oh my goodness, Becky, thanks. You just described me and it sounds like I don't have a bright future. How am I going to do this? You're going to do it just like anyone else who is in recovery. You're going to do it just like anyone, as if it was your first attempt at recovery. That is why people don't move forward, because they become complacent and they start to kind of pump the brakes and think that all of those commitments that they had at the beginning aren't that important anymore. Maybe they're, suggestions. Maybe they're negotiable. Maybe you don't actually really have to follow them all the time. Like, you don't have to be that serious in recovery now. It's been several months. Like, it doesn't need to be that serious. And so they kind of talk themselves out of the things that got them as far as they got them. And so how you address this problem is you go back to the basics and you go back to, okay, maybe movement snuck back in. That needs to go. I need to be completely cold turkey. Maybe you started buying diet or light, low-fat foods. You're choosing safer foods when you go out. Okay, that has to stop. What were you doing at the beginning? Weren't you going out and getting really challenging, scary foods? Weren't you buying all the things at the store that look good and you weren't allowing your brain to react to what could potentially be in them or what it might do to your body? Okay, all of those things it looks like that you could do at the beginning, maybe perhaps now you can't do. And so you've got to be like, okay, this is a humbling experience for me. Doesn't feel good, but I know what I need to do to keep progressing forward. The very same things that got me out of that hole I was in. Okay. When you think about, like, I used this analogy earlier with a client. Think of like a budget, and you're going over your budget and you always like have fixed costs and you address those first and make sure you've got, your income is covering fixed costs. I want you to think of like fixed behaviors in recovery, behaviors that are there and aren't going to change. Fixed behaviors would be something like, I will always eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that will never change. I will always eat snacks in between. I will always reply or respond to my hunger. A fixed cost or a fixed behavior in this case would be, I will not move. I am not moving. That is something that's not changing from day to day to day to day until further down the road when I reassess with someone. I am not moving. That is fixed. It's not changing. You can't bend the rule there. That is absolutely a necessity. So if you can get that committed and that focused, I think you'll find, wow, you're moving again. moving mentally, like you're feeling that confidence again. You're kind of feeling alive again. You're feeling excited about recovery again. I think sometimes people will say like, sorry, I have such a dry mouth today. I don't know why. I've had some kind of like cold, and I wonder if it has to do with that. I don't know. Anyways, not that you care, but that's why I keep taking little sips of water. What was I gonna say? Oh, I've had people in coaching sessions say things like, whoa. And I'm not saying this to brag about my coaching. I'm not at all, but I'm passionate about it, and I'm convinced that this method of recovery is going to get you what you're shooting for. And so I am convincing, if you want to say, at getting them to want to and believe that they need to do this. And so in a coaching session, it's almost like that they're like hypnotized, or like, whoa, like that really made me see what I need to do, right? And that's where I want you to be in these videos. If I can't do a one-on-one coaching session with you, I hope these videos are still helpful in that I'm talking to you, the person listening to this video. Maybe I haven't met you. Maybe you're a client of mine. Maybe you're considering, hiring a coach. You can absolutely, if you choose to, decide to start recovering today. Today, you don't have to wait till tomorrow. You can do it in this very moment, okay? Each day is a new day, and we get to choose how we're gonna live it. Each moment is a new moment, and we get to choose what we're gonna do with it. So let me ask you this. If from this moment on, and if it's, I don't know, if this isn't a live video, obviously, so whenever you watch this video, from this moment until the end of the day, so if you're watching this in the morning, an entire day's worth. If you're watching this in the evening, I want you to go from like that moment in the evening till the next evening, a 24-hour period. If in fact you were totally committed and determined to recover, and you decided you're going to do it, what would that and how would that day look different than what's already planned for the next 24 hours? I want you to tease this apart. I want you to pick it apart like every hour of your day. And I don't want you just to write like, go to lunch with my husband, because I want you to write, okay, here's how it would be different. Usually I go out to lunch with my husband and I order a salad and I don't eat much before, and then I go for a walk after lunch and I da-da-da-da. You already know probably what the plan is if you don't change direction, right? If you don't change this course of action, that's going to be it. I want to know, how is it going to be different? Okay, I'm going to go to lunch with my husband. I'm going to have a giant breakfast before. I am not going to go for a walk afterwards. And then I'm going to come home from that lunch. Instead of walking, I'm going to have ice cream. I'm going to have ice cream. And I'm going to have bowls of cereal. And your brain's going to start daydreaming and thinking about all the things that would be different. And then I want you to look at that and be like, who's stopping me from doing that? Who's stopping me from actually living the next 24 hours like this? And I hope your answer is you. You are the only one stopping you from doing that. No one has handcuffs on you. I doubt anyone that's living with you is like refusing to let you eat and rest. And if they are, go somewhere else. But you are the only person in your way of doing that. And when you realize that that is something you can change, that is something that you can just slide right out of the way. Obviously, it's going to feel hard, but you can do it. And so that is what I want you to do for the next 24 hours from watching this video. And I'd love comments. I'd love for people to comment like, wow, Becky, that exercise, I realized how off I am with like how I'm living versus what I actually need to do. I want you to see the disconnect and how far off you are. And then I want you to go and chase that. I really, really think that you would find it to be so much fun. And then you'd want another day of it and another day of it. So that is my message today. It looks like Hazel's got home, so I need to go. Okay, have a great weekend. Bye.